And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Ready, left 80. 51.
Watch the run, watch the run.
They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. Nifty move by Gordon. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. They go back to Gordon here on first down. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7 at the 42-yard line.
On second down now, it's Gordon. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
At the 39-yard line.
What's that? 180.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Throwing on third down, Newton. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. They will go for it. Now Newton. That's to his running back, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
Well, peel back the curtain, partner. We've got a pretty good look into how they plan to play this game. Aggressive seems to be the word. Going for it on fourth down in that situation.
Yeah, opening drive. Now, we know this coaching staff, they have traits of aggression in their history, but what a start to this game. They're going for it.
Yeah, a lot of people might say reckless, but they got it. 1 for 1 on fourth down here early in the game.
The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. First carry for James Conner. A nice opening right away as he'll maneuver his way up to the 32-yard line. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
Come on. You better bring it.
They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second and 9, Newton. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it, pick up first downs.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A first down there on a pickup of 25. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 41. Back to throw. Hudson on the screen. This is Coleman. The first down screen pass, good for 5. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. We're scoreless after 1.
Ready? 70, Indy.
On second down, it's Coleman. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. It's a gain of 34. He was trying to dance in around the sideline, but fell just a couple of yards short. Still, he's got him in great position.
He certainly does. They did a nice job keeping him from getting into the end zone, but they're definitely...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Sterling Shepard. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, here's Newton. Got Gordon open, completes it. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 12 yards there, first down Vikings. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Newton. He's got it to Williams. He's got the first down and more past midfield. Touchdown, Vikings! Mike Williams, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete from the 21 at 2nd and 10. They'll run here with Coleman out of the gun. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. They'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurtling through them.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard, and you probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about a little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How a linebacker or a defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area and let your quarterback hit you.
To throw again on second down. Stafford nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It's John Simon with a sack. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Stafford. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. 20, 10, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Dante Pettis, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. Now for the point after. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Newton. Able to get this to Gordon. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
This pass finds its way to Williams. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Newton to throw. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
At the 44-yard line.
To the air again, Newton. He gets this one to Boyd. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Again, Newton. And that's knocked away and incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th.
25, check 25, check 25.
Spot. Check. Crunch.
Gun.
Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Newton. And that is going to be incomplete. Casey Hayward, the Pro Bowler, there to knock it away. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you punt the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle. And give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down. The Lions will use the 1st of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Check 4. Stay 50.
Again, it's Stafford. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Check. 32. Hey, Hayward.
Throwing again at Stafford. Flush to his right. Looking for the end zone. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. This one from 46 yards out. And this one is right down the middle. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. This is taken at the 3.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys. Be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's a handoff to Coleman. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
54 Mike. Check.
On 3rd down, Hudson. It's caught by Coleman. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half.
Right there, 54 miles. Hey, exit.
Here we go on 4th. Stafford. Ebron's got it. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Stafford. Escaping the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
32.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And Ebron's got it. Touchdown, Lions. Eric Ebron, his second touchdown on the season. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Check.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. Nifty move by Gordon. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. Well, this is caught by Williams. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They become a little more ho-hum like that.
Yeah, they really are, and I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Throwing again on 2nd down. Newton. That's complete. It's Gordon. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here's Newton. The open man is Westbrook. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 25 yards that time. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. D.D. Westbrook, his intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd and goal. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Here's Gordon. trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. Now Newton on 3rd and goal. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Tyler Boyd, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Now Myers for the extra point. It's up and good, so they claw back into it. 24-14 now.
Next to score, Lions 24, Vikings 14.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This one taken just inside the 10. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. Hudson. And he connects with Ebron. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Completes it to Coleman.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took down.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Tevin Coleman, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Didn't have anything downfield, swung it out to the flat. He did the rest.
Such a staple of so many offenses we see now. You know, in our discussions with offense coordinators, how many times do they tell us, hey, this offense is designed for either a touchdown or a check down. We saw the check down on that play, and boy, was this successful.
Saw a touchdown, too. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presented and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 39-yard line.
From the 39, Newton. He's got the 1st down and more past midfield. And finally brought down at the 38. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Check hot route. Hot. Shoot.
On 1st down, Newton. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack. After the sack on first down, Newton. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Ready? 180. Mike 51. Me and you. 80. I'm coming after you.
Out of the gun, Newton. Open man is Gordon, complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 19. From the red zone now, Newton. Gets it to Gordon. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. Newton throwing again. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's second and goal. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. Throwing again is Newton. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on fourth down. They snap it to Newton. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. T.J. Watt, and the Lions will take over. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and maybe more importantly, a victory in the division, which always helps.
And on the road. How about all of that rolled up into one? Because how often do you see division